Well, welcome everybody. So today's event, this is the overview of it, and the themes that we'll be exploring in today's event are peace and love and healing, all ideas that I think brings warmth to our souls and our hearts. So a beautiful thing to do on such a cold day. I wanted to talk about how this event fits into all the other events that I've done in this house, because it's actually part of a series of events we've been doing. And this event, again on love and peace and healing, I've been thinking about since I graduated from BU back in January 2004. So back then, when I graduated, I was thinking, what should I do with my life? What are some of the most important things that I want to concentrate on? And the idea I came up with was that I wanted to make a positive impact on the world, but I didn't know how to. Like, how do you do that? And I also knew back then that I didn't know how to motivate myself. I would come up with ideas and I wouldn't do anything. So how do I motivate? So I took a vow, and my vow was that until I went on this journey of life to try to make a positive impact, I would grow a beard mullet. So this was hair growing from here, and then a head mullet going from the back. And I said, I keep growing this until I go on this journey. And the reason I did that is every day I'd look in the mirror and I'd ask myself, have I gone on my journey? It would remind me, it was like a mantra. Every day I was thinking about this. So that's why I took that vow. And then I became a high school teacher for 6 years, and I did make a positive impact there on the world. A lot of the students, I think, said that they appreciated the way that I did teaching. But I still wanted to go out on a journey where I completely broke my comfort, went completely somewhere different. So after 6 years of teaching high school, my hair had gone very long, I'll show you pictures in a second, I decided to do the reBirth ceremony of 2009. I shaved off all of my hair, and then I decided to go to India. And I chose India because I wanted to learn about my heritage, who am I? But then also I worked with an NGO to do positive things, hopefully through an NGO that was there. So I'll very quickly show you the reBirth ceremony of 2009. And I'll just show you some quick pictures. Here we are going to BU. This is my family over here.
So young.
So young. Mm-hmm. And then we went to BU, and then this is my beard mullet right over here. So you can see how long it was. 6 years old, just growing on the bottom of my chin. And you can see here I braided it, or my mom has. And then we cut the thing, and then I do the nasty pose, and then we come home. And then here are all my family, and then Dave Ma and son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so then we cut all my hair, we braid it, and then we cut it, and then I'm completely shaved here, right over here. So that was reBirth ceremony 2009, and so I went off on my journey to make a positive impact, and then eventually I came back here, went to grad school. In between there, I'd gone to Thailand and everything too. And so then I was still trying to do positive things, but I had forgotten a little bit about it. And then in 2022, my grandmother died. And so I began to think about what does my grandmother want? What's her legacy? And my grandmother believed in this idea of seva. And seva is, how do you make a positive, how do you do devotional care for society, for the world? My grandmother really believed in this. So I thought for my grandmother, I would, for my next reBirth ceremony, which is going to be this summer, come up with concrete plans on how to make the world a better place. So that's what the reBirth ceremony of 2022 was. I'll just quickly show you that over here. Oh, and then, also, well, maybe I'll first show the reBirth ceremony. So this was in 2022, and I talked about all sorts of stuff, but what I want to show over here is this pot. So when I went to India, when my grandmother was about to die, I went with my mother. I went back to my mom's village, Mirzapur. And my mom and my aunt and I, from the earth of Mirzapur, made this pot. And, this represented my grandmother's soul. And then what we did in this event is people took slips of paper and they wrote messages of peace, how to make a positive impact, and then they put it inside here. And many people wrote that I should just do more events like this. That's a way of bringing peace and love to the world and making a positive impact. And so since then, in this house, in collaboration with a lot of people, we've done a whole bunch of different events. Some are on meditation, some are on turning negative into positive energy, all sorts of, some on subconscious or getting to altered states of mind, but we've done a whole bunch of different events here on spiritual healing. So that's been what I've been doing since then, but now my journey is about what can I do in the future to make a positive impact. And that's when, I had two wonderful friends who came here just a few days ago, and I was sharing with them that, I want to do something positive, but I don't know what to do. And one of my friends, who's from Thailand, told me about a tradition that they do where they have cloth and they wrap it around Buddha or a stupa that they have over here, this structure here, and sometimes they'll write messages of peace. And I thought that was so beautiful, and so I thought that might be a nice thing to do right now. And it's cold right now, so what I did is, originally we were all going to make this big snow thing, but I was like, it's so cold. I did it a few days ago. I made a big snow thing that represents all of humanity. And then we're going to take cloth and write messages of love and peace so that people on the busy street in front of my house can see it. And maybe, even if they don't completely understand it, those messages of peace will float into the air and people will absorb it. So that's the idea. Thanks to my friends for this beautiful idea to motivate this idea of peace. Okay, so the last thing I would say is, the other thing that my friends recommended is that we start with a love and kindness meditation. So it'll just be 5 minutes, and I'll just describe, you can do meditate any way you like, but I'll just describe how love and kindness meditation, a particular thing to do. So here what you do is you focus on generating a real feeling of love from within. And this is kind of hard to do because intellectually, from my mind, I can say, okay, I feel love. But to really have it come from your heart is hard to do, at least for me. Some people like to focus on a loved one. It could be a significant other, it could be a parent, it could be a child. Other people may focus on a moment in their life when they felt loved. Or for people who believe in God, they can focus on God and feel that divine love. Whatever it is, in these 5 minutes, if you focus on that and try to generate this feeling of love. And then what some people, say that you can do is that once you feel this feeling of love, then you try to expand that ball of love so that it then encompasses the room and then further, the town and the state, the world. And that's hard for me to do. I've never successfully made my whole love go all the way across the world. So don't feel stressed out. Try, even if you can just generate it locally, I think that's really good. And then the other final idea of mindfulness is that as you're trying to do this, your mind will wander. So you don't get angry, you do self-love. It's okay if your mind is thinking about something else. You non-judgmentally look at it, and then you bring your mind back to concentrating on love. So those are some of the suggestions that mindfulness meditation does.